What's good in the hood? I see you guys here. I'll be ready in just a couple seconds. My clock is crooked. Just a couple seconds. I didn't check the time on my new Bossa Nova swag to see if it lasted the full 3 minutes. What's up, Keep It Techie? Good to see you here, fam. Let's do this. Check 1, 2. All right, we in the building. You know what I forgot? I forgot my lid. You guys get to see the freshly cleaned Domey Dome. Anyway, today it is that day. It is Let's Get Live. I am Doc Rock. Today we're going to dive into Ecamm. We're going to get in there and do some crazy stuff. People that need to learn Ecamm, this is the one where you want to be. We're going to talk more about various portions of the software, some tricks you can do to get you closer to where you want to be. What's up, Dr. Elo? What's up, Jim? Jim, my man, right there. Semper Fidelis. How you doing, fam? All of my other Army people are going to be like, why are you so nice to the Marine guys? Like, he's cool. We'll let him slide. I know all you guys love us service guys, but in inter-service, we like to talk smack. It's a thing. And so it's like, Army guys, we think we're the coolest, and we make the absolute, all of us, all services, Army, Navy, Marines, we all make fun of the Air Force because they don't do anything. But, like, we're the coolest. Navy guys are the smartest. Marine guys are the toughest. Just means dirt. And then Air Force guys, whatever. I'm joking. I'm going to get all kind of hate mail now. That's just how we do it. Hooah! There you go. See, they say hooah. Ours is more cool. They got the hoorah. We just do the hooah. Heard, understood, accepted. Okay, anyway. We're going to start the stream in a second real quick. I made a couple of changes to the format. And then we'll let it go like that. Oh, you like me then. They told us only 2 things come out of the sky. Bird crap and fools. So here we go. All right, I'm going to just play the intro because it makes it easier for me to edit this beginning. And then we can roll. We can get started. So here we go. Here comes the intro. Hold your speakers. Aloha, internet people. Welcome to Let's Get Live. I am that dude, Doc Rock. I know one thing that I have to do. I just figured out. I gotta change the intro. I gotta update it because I changed some things. Got a new Let's Get Live logo, a couple other things like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and switch it up just a piece. Today we are going to be talking about Ecamm. Ecamm is hands down one of my favorite things in the world right now. It's been keeping me hella busy, but at the same token, it is what keeps me from going nuts during this quarantine section. So yeah, it's been fun, like getting to dive in and meet new people and do some crazy stuff. And my boy Eddie says I need to cut my hair. you funny. And then Keep It Techie says, cool, didn't know I was Army. He did the reserve for 14 years. And my man Jim over here was airborne, so you know how we do. Fly from the sky, death from above. We're going to get into like some of the inner and outer workings of Ecamm. Ecamm, somebody brought this up the other day. We were talking story in the private message, and Matthew said Ecamm is becoming like the Apple of streaming. Yeah, it's like very good, it's simple, it's easy to do. It's just quite amazing. And then for Amy, one of my favoriteest people in the stream world, and favoriteest is a word, and just like Diana, I too make up my own words, so deal with it, folks. The cool part about the StreamYard and the Restream type thing, I'm using Restream right now, right? But you can let your Ecamm come in as a virtual camera. You can still use StreamYard, Jim, Amy, and Tim, but it's just something about the flexibility that you can't get in your browser-based systems like Restream and StreamYard and BeLive, you can still do with Ecamm because of the way virtual camera system works, right? So I am using Restream right now, but I have everything being fed into Restream. So things like cool overlays or transparent overlays, and one I made specifically for my little brother Edit. Check this out, Edit. This one's for you, fam.
Unbelievable.
Because he always gets on my case when I start having my ADD DLC moments. So there's that. Eva, what's up? How you doing in the house? St. Louis in the building. Always represent. Okay, so we're going to talk a lot about Ecamm today, but I would like to start the show, my new thing, and again, you guys know I change the show like every week, but my new thing is I'm going to always start with just a few seconds about mindset, because something that I had a conversation with Ian Anderson Gray today on his stream, you know, everybody and their mother, especially to me, like the majority of my questions is about gear and like, you know, random advanced techniques. I'm the dude in Ecamm that everybody goes to with gear recommendations or random advanced technique recommendations. And, you know, I do want to point one thing out to everyone that's paying attention. All the gear in the world is not going to fix the dome. If your head ain't straight, it doesn't matter where you're going. That mindset is very, very key. And so some of this stuff, the big one that's being a topic of conversation right now, and I don't know why this all of a sudden came back up, but it's been something that I've studied a long time ago. I am an absolute fan of the conversation about imposter syndrome. Trust me, it's something I lived with for a long time. It's something that a lot of us live with. So that has been coming up a lot. And, you know, the key element here is, though, all the gear in the world. Like, if I could get you that Sony camera that you want, and I get you that lens that you want, and I could kit you out with like $8,000-$9,000 worth of light and that perfect green screen so you don't have to clean your room and hide all of your Star Wars nerdisms. Talking to you, Lord Vader. And, you know, put you in the dopest studio. Like, I could literally set you up in a studio in ESPN, but if you don't have your head straight, you're going to have a hard time doing it. So you really, the two most important parts about mindset is, number one, 86, those limiting beliefs. I am not a fan of limiting beliefs. It's something that we go through in the military. We train about it. I know my mentor in chief, Stephanie Lou, she's teaching people NLP, and one of the key elements of NLP is getting rid of limiting beliefs. So all of that stuff, my camera not straight, my light not straight, my mic game not straight, blah, blah, blah. Forget all of that. If you have to start with the crusty old iPhone 8 still sitting on your table, start with the crusty old iPhone 8 sitting on the table and tell your story. Most people care more about you and your story than your camera. Now, having a great camera makes you look sexy at my age, but that has nothing to do with it, right? Like, you can have a rubbish camera and a good story is still good. I can't explain it any better, but there are plenty of people who have watched absolutely horrible, let's say, special movies that were filmed in really crappy camera quality, but they watched it anyway because one of the Kardashian sisters was in there. So don't get caught up in gear. Like, just do your work, do your research, put your story out, get started. Just get started. Like Brian says, just do the damn thing, press the damn button. So that's my short little conversation on mindset today. Every show we're going to start out with a little bit of mindset, and we'll get deeper. If there's some other mindset stuff you want to talk about, you know, please do. Tim, stop messing with me. I see you, Tim. I absolutely see you. Because he always comes here and harasses me. Jim, call your man. Oh, wait, I got to do this for Tim. Every show, I'm going to do this every show just for Tim. Upside down mindset in the building. There you go. Hey, Pastor Johnson, how's it? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, how's it is how we say hello in Hawaii. So if I say that, don't think I'm being weird. So yes, yes, you seen that? You seen that, Robert? Robert is getting on about my facial hairs. Yes, I did do a little bit of thing. And then yeah, you know, Ryan says it big time. You gotta let your personality shine through. You know, no good equipment is going to hide a crummy personality, unless you're Tim. Tim has good equipment and he just goofy. I love you, Tim. All right, so now that we got the mindset conversation out the way, I mean, there's just things, like, there's a lot of things that can stop you. For instance, for me, I don't know what it is. Something about this, every time I sit in this exact spot, I could be here all day editing, everything is fine. As soon as I go to stream, my sinuses start to bother me, and I got to do 80% of my shows with the weird sniffles. But you know what? I don't care. My mission is to teach you how to get your stream game on. So I'm going to teach you how to get your stream game on. Period. Sinuses and all. I forgot to take a Sudafed today. Oh, yeah. Ryan, since you're here in the island, bruh, Epi Bakery has the most killer Hokkaido-style melon pan, okay? They're on one on Baratania next to Times Supermarket. Oh, my God. It's delicious. Okay, now, I just had to say that because Ryan can go to the bakery. And if you guys don't know, a melon pan is a Japanese pastry from Hokkaido. And I think it's from Hokkaido. And it's amazing. It's the best thing ever. Doesn't taste like melon. They call it that because it's shaped like a melon. Don't get it twisted. Japanese people come up with weird names for things. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about Ecamm and key element to the show. Make sure if you're liking this, if you're on Facebook, smash the like button, make the little heart things jump up and down like that. If you're watching on YouTube, like buttons and subscribe buttons are important because it just literally tells the algorithm that other people who do the stream thing need to watch this show so they can learn about it. That's really all it is, you know. That's really all it is. Okay, so today, no jelly beans, Tim. I gave up the jelly beans thing. I used to be so addicted to the Ronald Reagan beans, like where you mix a couple together to get flavors. But yeah, like I gave up on the jelly beans. Now I gotta send you some. We have something in Hawaii that comes from Japan too. It's another Japan candy. It's similar to jelly beans but better. I don't know if you can find them at an Asian grocery store where you live in PA. Look for something known as a Haichu. And Ryan, can you explain to Tim about Haichu life? You will never eat a jelly bean again, son. Haichus are amazing. Okay, all right. He said Flonase. Oh yeah, I have too. I forgot to take it. Hey, Robert, I am going to be on the Tim and Jim and him show. It's coming up soon. I forgot what day I set for the calendar. Jim, you better remind me so I don't forget. But it is coming up. I think it's in like 2 weeks. So, yeah. All right, let's get started. So, we're talking about Ecamm today. And I made new frames and stuff. I tried to make it look good. All right, that's the wrong one. Nope, that's the wrong. What the heck did I do with it? See, that's what you get. What I did with it? Oh, I did. I just had the wrong edge in the front. It didn't stick to remembering what screen I wanted it to remember. Okay, so basically, this is my Ecamm situation right here. So, yes, I'm breaking stuff. Hey, is there really a Haichu.com? Shut up. I didn't know that. Hey, wait, I got to move Ryan down here when I'm on this screen. Okay, that's good to know. And I got to shrinkify it a little bit and pop him in. Sorry, I got, it has to be like OCD with my overlays. Now, Ryan's going to make me want to check out Haichu.com. But let me do this first.
Unbelievable.
Hi-Chu.com. That's crazy. Why would you show me this, Ryan? Why would you show me this now? You know better. You know how I am. Shut up. There's Haichu.com. Oh. Wow. Hey, this one is for when I'm supposed to have a guest. There's no guest here. Don't use that particular one, Doc. Use this one. Okay. All right. Oh, my God. Look, right there. Fruit combos. Hawaii flavor. Oh, this is dumb. I'm going to go buy me some Haichus right now. Thank you, LA. Punch the like button. Very Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. It's the Thanksgiving edition. All right. Yeah, you know you can't tell me stuff like that. So, yes, focus. I'll do it one more time. One more time.
Unbelievable.
All right. So, I don't know why my friends are just breaking my stream today, but hey, I'm going to just roll with it because that's how I am. Okay, so if you don't know, if you are new to the game, right, first of all, Ecamm Live is, hands down, my opinion, your mileage may vary, the absolute best streaming software for Mac today. Today, absolute best. Yes, OBS free. Yes, OBS can do all kind of crazy stuff, but you're basically doing that if you want to be the contractor at Home Depot building your own house. If you want to go and buy a nice house and just put good furniture in it and go and start living, like a couple days later, Ecamm. Actually, hour. I downloaded Ecamm. Now, I'm a nerd. Let me just go ahead and put this in parentheses. I downloaded Ecamm middle of April. I played with it for about 2 hours. I did a test stream into my Facebook page, just goofing around. And 2 hours after that, I bought Pro. I was done. I was like, game over. I have been in the game since Wirecast, way back in version 1. I started streaming in roughly about 2009 on Ustream and Justin TV. And at that time, the website was Livestream. And yeah, so from way back then until now, this is hands down the easiest. Wirecast Pro. I did Boinks before they called it Be Live. Tried all myriad sorts of doing this, and hands down, Ecamm's the best. Okay, Ecamm mixed with Restream, it's like putting a supercharger on your Porsche. It is just ridiculous. Yes, another one of my words. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some of the cool stuff that they've added, which is in here. So I'm going to pop in to my demo mode for like a quick second. Let me get to the camera space, and then boom, live demo mode. And I should just press that button on the Stream Deck, but I keep forgetting to do that. It's there. So as you can see, this is your Ecamm interface. Super simple. All right, all you need to do is first, you got your camera connected, and so Ecamm pops up right here. It shows you what cameras are available. I can choose from any 4 of the cam links, and I don't know, did I turn that on? Oh, I guess you gotta plug it in there, Doc. The cable. So you can put in any one of the cam links, and then once you have the cam link, set up, you can just add a camera. It's as simple as plugging it in like such, right? And then as soon as I did that, the second camera came on, and then focus Daniel-san, so I can get that radio station vibe and look like, hey, today we're here live on WKIKI FM with Doc Rock, the Funk Evangelist. Edit knows what I'm talking about. so you can do that. You can pull your second camera. My other cam link is connected to this iMac down here. So if I flip the iMac on, it'll pop up in one of these cam links. And as you see right there, there's the other cam link. And then the last one is connected to the Mac Mini, which is all the way over there. I can't press the power button from here. I guess I could tell Alexa to turn on the Mac Mini, but that's a whole different So super simple. Switching between cameras is as easy as pressing buttons on your keyboard. So as you see right here, my main camera is on 4, my secondary camera is on 3, and my iMac is on 1. So if I press 4, hey, get over here. That's 4. That's 3. That's 1. Sorry, 2. Oh, I went back to sleep. That's what happened. iMac, wake the butt up. Okay. That's 1, 3, 4. So you can switch cameras like such. If you have a Stream Deck, you can just switch cameras with the Stream Deck buttons. Just do weird stuff like that. It's super simple. Another cool thing about Ecamm, I hate my FaceTime camera. So you could actually come inside here and under general, under video, disable the built-in camera. You don't have to sweat that. Then you never have to worry about FaceTime camera working. Yeah, like you could do a myriad of things, absolute myriad of things. Let's check the chat here real quick. Actually, Robert, the answer to that question is not really. I have been using Camlink since they first came out, roughly about 3 years ago. When the 4K versions came out a little more than a year ago, I want to say like a year and a half ago, I bought 2 right away to upgrade the other 2, and now I end up with 4. But actually, Camlinks are back in stock now everywhere. So if you haven't got one, or you still think you're team USB, buy a Camlink. Trust me, life is better when you cam the links. So switching cameras is absolutely simple. Okay, now as far as switching scenes go, Yes, LA, you are responsible for showing me the camera switch. 100%, 100%. Far, you see that, guys? You guys are looking at my interface and nobody caught that the mic switched to the iMac mic, which is good, but it's also horrible against a pod mic, is what it is. Oh, by the way, whoever in the stream is looking for a pod mic, let me do this real quick. Let me pull up this. Let me get rid of the HiTrue page. I'm going to put you on point right now because in stock right now, maybe for like 5 minutes after the stream is over, it'll be gone. But G Center has pod mics. Let's see. Did it last from this morning? Yep. Nope. Gone. Dang. Missed it. G Center had pod mics on sale this morning and already gone that quick. So if you are in the game for the dopest mic in Stream World, get yourself a pod mic. Hit this little section down here that says email me when they come in stock so you know right away when they come back. Because Rode is getting them back on the road, no pun intended, getting them back out in the streets. So you want to keep that flexing. Yes, make sure you do that. That quick, bruh. My brother June showed me that like yesterday, and that was quick. Holy goodness. Well, there you see. Did you ever get that edit? Edit said about the Elgato Wave 3. And my first impressions of the Wave 3 was F that. But there's been some differences or some changes that they done to it. Now they go into ring lights. You guys need to focus. You guys are worse than me. Audio, here we go. That's the Wave 1. I thought we were on Wave 3. Come on now. Here we go. I guess the difference between the Wave 1 and the Wave 3 is just the Wave 1 doesn't have all the extra stuff added. So the thing about this that caught my eye that I thought was kind of chill is it has like supposedly this mixer thing that allows you to do some stuff similar to Mix Minus and other crazy stuff. Oh, here you go. You got like built-in loopback and some other stuff. My interface has built-in loopback. It can be challenging to get it going, but yeah, maybe I'll look into this, even though I don't need a new mic, because I guarantee you it's not going to be as good as this pod mic. Come on, son. But look, it's out of stock too, so why are you showing me stuff that's out of stock? Edit. I just moved one of my screens out the way. Okay, so let's see. Rick Tone said he might look into the Camlink. Yo, seriously, Camlink is the way to go. Says, pro tip, even without a physical deck, yes, you can use Stream Deck with your mobile phone. That is 100% true. It wasn't a bad, must be talking about my mic. June's probably correct. They probably had like 3 minimal differences between the 1 and 3. Oh, really? Let's check that. Let's see. Audio, Wave 1. Maybe they might have that joint in stock. Oh, it's missing all of that cute buttons on the front. Does the software still work? Oh, edit. And that, yeah, that's $129. So yeah, we might just have to check that. Okay, let me explain that to Pastor Johnson, because I'm gonna ignore y'all. Y'all just be causing trouble. But this man is a nice man, so we're gonna answer the pastor. And let me fix that. Sorry, you know I'm tweaking out on this, making it look cool. All right, there we go. Tina, I have the answer for you with your Loopback and the Rodecaster Pro. My homie Alex, if you guys haven't joined the Ecamm beta group, join the Ecamm beta group and I'll put you in contact with Alex McDonald, who was on my show the other day, and then he has the full setup. It's actually dope. So back to Pastor Johnson. I normally am wearing these. Today I decided to be lazy and wear my AirPods because I got new tips for my AirPods, so I want to check them out. But these are my favorite. These are known as the CCA CA4. I also have the KZ ZSM Pros. The best part about these is, yes, it has the over-the-ear hook. You can put the wire behind your head. When they're in your ear, nobody really notices them. And they're $20, $25. It fluctuates between 20 and 25 because the dollar to RMB, or Chinese money, yuan, it switches a lot. So it's somewhere between $20 and $25. The reason why I like these better than the Mi 6s that a lot of the other streamers talk about is because the number one thing that goes bad with wire headphones, the wire. So what's cool about these guys? Dun, 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 you can just replace the wire. And even if you lost the driver, you can get another driver for like $10 and replace the driver. So these are cool. I even have an upgraded headphone wire coming in. I ordered it already. I changed the tips to these little spin fit tips because they're a little bit more comfortable. But these are hands down some of the best headphones that you can get. And the links for those are in my kit page. So kit.com/DocRock is in there. And I have a frame for that. I just didn't make the link yet. So let me go ahead and do that real fast so you guys can see how this is done. It's docrock.live/kit and take off the capital. No need to do that. Pop it in the center. And then I don't want that font. Did you guys know that in your stream, you can set the fonts that you use the most and put them, like, you could drag it into where you want it to go? You know what I'm saying? So that way you're always using the same font. So if you know that you're going to use this one a lot, you can put it there, right? And you can, set your sizing and stuff like that. So I'm going to put that there. And then the only thing that's wrong with this is it's the wrong color. So since we're deep diving, you guys are learning how to do this too. I will come over here and brand color it and turn off the shadow because we don't need that. And chang, now we're in there. See, that's simple. And so now, whenever I want to pull that link up, all you're doing is turning this overlay button on and off. So I do have those on my kit page. I'll double check it. If for some reason it's not there, I'll put it back today and then you'll know. But yeah, $20 headphones, get 2 sets, one to show and one to go. I have my backups in my DOP kit. You always got to keep them on hand because you never know when something's going to happen. So I have extra driver right here. I just dropped it in the side of the bag with all the wires. So extra drivers right here, and an extra wire cable right here because it's so cheap, it is worth getting 2 sets. And lots and lots of musicians use them. These are known as Budget-Fi. So I think they actually sound better than my AirPods. But I just wanted to try these new tips out today. So that's why I'm rocking the AirPods. Let's see. Ryan is talking about the pod mic. Yes, true story. I would live by that statement. A lot of people will argue with it. But I'm just saying they're justifying the cheapness. Most USB mics are going to be cheaper because you don't have to have an interface too. It doesn't make them bad, but they're never going to be as good as XLR. I don't care what anybody says, especially those sound guys. LA says it's not on the page. Okay, let's go investigate this real quick. Let me do this one more time for my buddy Edit.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so we're going to go to the Zon. I had it ready. And then, so these were CA4. Dun, 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 dun. Here it be. You can get it with mic, with or without mic. But yeah, right now they're currently $20. So I will grab in the link, copy that, and then put it in the YouTube chat. And then I'll put it in the Facebook chat later. Party inflator. You can get a scoop later. You can get with this. Sorry. Why is my chat missing on my YouTube page? That's funny. No, I'm not going to grab the phone because if I grab the phone, it will make that irritating noise which we all hate so much. You know, Robert, I was thinking what I should do. This is going to be in the Facebook chat. I was thinking I should get like a small piece of brass and try to create myself a little teeny bit Faraday cage to see if I can make it stop. I know right when I press this, it's going to go large and it's going to mess everything up, but it ain't working. See, the new Facebook is irritating. Like, I can't even put the link in. I'm going to message it to you, LA. You put it in the YouTube chat, please, because it's stupid. Anyway, and I will add that sucker to the kit page as well. I just don't have. Oh, here we go. So here it is. I'm pressing the button to add it to the kit page, and then it'll be good. So this little K right there, you can do that to add it to the kit page. So now it's added. And then the other one, LA, is these KZ, CSN, Pro. They're basically the same thing. They're like, you know, a little bit competition for each other. You could just get the colorway that works for you. And then I'll press this and add that to the kit page as well. And bam, Ecamm Live Kit is in there. All right, so it's in there. You don't have to sweat it. Now you will be able to find them. They'll both be added to the kit page. And then when you go to that site, you will be able to see it. Let me just make sure they're both in there. There's a couple of different ones like it too. Most of the ones in this style, in this range, they're relatively the same, and they're all coming at a decent price. So I say get them if you can. Okay, back to Ecamm. And Pastor Johnson, you are always welcome. These guys right here, though, I don't know. Okay. And thank you, LA, for rocking that. All right. Thank you, Pastor Johnson. See, LA, he says nice things. Not like you always talking smack. It's like you need to go to the same Reverend school he went to, Reverend Lemuel. I'm teasing. Lemuel has become seriously one of my best friends in the stream game, and we talk smack always. And so I really like that guy. He's cool. Anyway, so what I want to talk about now is how to build these type of screens. Okay, so I'm keeping in demo mode today because I want you guys to mostly see the interface as we work our way around. Once you display a comment, it is here. So at the end of your show, before you start the next show, you're going to want to come in and move those out the way so that you're ready. I have been doing some stuff where I'm going in and I'm renaming stuff because as that came out of Illustrator, it stayed named something weird that I'm never going to remember. So I have been going in and renaming some of those. Let's see, in my Ecamm overlay, now it says Ecamm, so it knows that it's there. And let me delete Pastor Johnson right there. So just try to keep your assets in a single spot. I have a folder that is Ecamm show assets. I leave everything in there. So when I create something, Illustrator, Photoshop, Keynote, Final Cut, Motion, wherever, I store it in that folder so you can always find it. I let that folder get synced to iCloud, so in case I ever have to be on the road and stream from a MacBook Pro, all my assets are in place. So that's a pro tip. If you have your iCloud Drive or Google Drive or Dropbox, store your assets somewhere like that where you can always gain access to them should you have to do that. Who's the black sheep? What's the black sheep? Never when you stop. I'm gonna start singing that song. Next thing you know, you have me singing Strobe Light Honeys. Moderator, type the name, please, for the chat. Yeah. Since LA and Edit, you guys are both moderators. You can put it in the chat. I just text the link is in the mastermind group, LA. So look in there. I pasted it in there just now. Okay. Let's go down to the bottom. No, you gotta go confess. You're killing me. All right. So, couple things that I think I want to remember to talk to you guys about. Down here on the bottom, you see I have this movie. This is my like, comment, and subscribe movie. You could create this movie myriad of ways. You could create this in Keynote. I created this in Final Cut. You could create it in Motion, After Effects, Premiere. But the one thing you want to be absolutely certain not to do is, you see this line right here? It might be hard to see on the stream, but this line shows you how wide that clip is, okay? You don't want to create the clip where it's the full 1920 by 1080, because it's going to do a couple things. It actually takes more memory and more work. So something that we always have to remind folks, all these transparent pixels right here, they're still pixels. So the movie file would be way bigger if you do the 1920 by 1080. So if you know that you're just going to make a lower third, or you're just going to make an overlay, this one is fully wide. I could actually crop it in tighter. Right now I have it set for like 1920 by 300, but I could actually crop that in and bring it down to like 1600 by 200 and make the file size even smaller. And so on older machines, like this is not going to do much for this iMac, but on older machines or slower machines, making your overlays the size that they need to be better. As a matter of fact, the scaling potential of Ecamm is actually pretty decent. So you could even make them smaller. If they're not really tiny text and they're big, I probably could make this at 720. Instead of 1920 by 1080, I do 1280 by 720, but then bring that 720 down to whatever I really need it. It might be like 200, and Ecamm should still look okay. If it's fuzzy, you got to go back up. So you can try outputting at different resolutions to see how that works. Another thing you can do is it's harder, but you can go in the handbrake and squeeze your overlays down if there's no transparency. So if you run a full over like this does have transparency, but imagine it didn't have transparency.
Unbelievable.
You would be able to do the same thing. So again, keep your overlays at the size only necessary. So if you're only going to pop this corner right here, you're looking at like, so this is 1920, right? Every one of the quadrants is 480. So 480, 480, 480, 480, right? Two 480s, 960, two 960s, 1920. I know it's math. It's all math, fam. But that's why if you guys, actually, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. When I did my Keynote, when I first started doing the Keynote overlays, the first thing I did was go in and do a divided up grid, right? Let me move this over here. The divided up grid gave me the ability to show you guys how it's done. So let me pull up this one and swap this to Keynote. And then come into Outer Life demo mode so you guys can see bigger. Okay, so one of the first things I did in Keynote was I built this. This is a grid. Let me make it fit. All right, so back here, these are like individual rectangles that are of the right size. So I literally just divided this up, right? And I know that the first four comes out to 480, then 480, then 480, then 480, and that helps get that all together. Can I hide that? Yes, I can. Hey, and let me hide this right here. I like to see this element right here when I'm building so you can see what you're doing. But for now, we're going to turn the navigator off, and we're just going to rock slide only. Wait, there's still the navigator there. Go away. I don't want to see that. I forgot what the heck that thing is called. Ha! Inspector. Nope. See, I don't use Keynote enough to know what the heck that's called, but there's a word for that. You can hide this little piece right here that shows you all the elements. But that's okay. You guys get the point. I do a 12 column division. Some people do it by 10. 10 didn't really make sense because the numbers don't come out even. I did 12 because, well, let me not get into my Fibonacci's. Everything is 3, fam. Everything works by 3s, and then it just works better. So even in graphic design, we're working in multiples of 3. So yeah, that's why I did 12, because 3 and 4, 4 by 3, it's a perfect ratio for dividing things up like this. So even when we go to 16 by 9, it still makes sense. 16 is divisible by 4, and 9 is divisible by 3. So yeah, we won't get into the complications of it. Basically, 12 column grid, you divide it up, and you know that 6 of these is a perfect half, and then 2 of these is the other 4 going the opposite way. So yes, make yourself a grid. I did put this up in the group. You can download it and then make yourself silly and play with it. If I go back and turn on my navigator, you'll see I did like a rudimentary 2-up for the guests. So you can do the guest overlays. It would basically put one person here, one person here. The background is transparent, and then you can come in here and type this and type this. So I do have that. If you want it, just email me. I'll send you it, and then you can go and tweak it however you need to make it match your setup. But the key element, what I wanted folks to focus on, if I were going to go today and just make myself a lower third, I'd make it in this quadrant right here and know that I'm going to go about 460 by about 200 or 300, kind of call it a day. Help you figure out sort of what you're doing in that realm. Okay, let me check questions real quick. Robert says, which lens am I using on the Sony right now? Let me show you, my good fellow. Let me bring this back to the front. And then Sony 16 millimeter f2.8. Bajang. I'm having so much fun with this lens because it's cheap and good. So let me switch this back from Keynote to Microsoft Edge. Spagang. Here we go. So it's the SEL 16F28. And I tell everybody, if you're not going to go and get a Sigma 16, which I have, get this because it's cheap. It's $250, brand spanking new. If you happen to find a used one, they will be cheaper than that. Like, let's see, 130 bones for a used one. And there's not a lot of stuff to go wrong with this lens. So it does have autofocus. I don't use that. I have it in manual mode. It's very good pancake lens. The number one reason why I bought this lens, long before streaming, is going to crack you up. When you go to places, they say you cannot bring in a camera with interchangeable lenses. At that time, I only had the A7, right? The big old A7. The lens for the A7 that I was normally rocking was this 50 millimeter here, which when you have the lens hood on, it makes it look bigger. So that freaks out the guys at the museum that say you can't bring in this sort of lens. Or I would use the 24-70, which back there on the shoulder right there. And again, it was big and long. So the number one reason why I bought this lens is I bought it because if you put this lens on the A7, it looks like a point and shoot. And all of the places like, sports games or museums or places like that, no one sweats you because they don't think the lens comes off. And so as soon as you walk in, swap, good lens, chick, 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 take pictures. So that's why I originally got it. Turns out it is an absolutely dope lens for doing this because it has a low shallow depth of field at f2.8 and it's 16 millimeter. So it's kind of perfect. And with clear image zoom on the Sony, it's actually relatively dope. So I tell folks, if you got a Sony, get this little guy. There is a Canon equivalent. I posted it in somebody's group a little bit ago. If I find it, I will add it to the list. But Canon has a very similar lens. I believe theirs is 18 millimeters and costs roughly about $190 too. So yeah, these pancakes are dope, especially if you can get them down under, say, 2.8. If I were to put on a speed doubler, that's a little adapter that goes in the middle, makes the lens slightly longer, but it doubles the speed of the aperture. I could take this 2.8 and get it down to 1.4. So I could easily go and get a small E-mount speed doubler. Let's see what the price is on one of those. E-mount, use a dash dock. It just works better. So a E-mount speed doubler. Let's see. That's a teleconverter. Don't need that. Amazon don't have in stock, but Metabones makes one, and so does Viltrox. So you can get a speed doubler. It just pops in the middle, and then that'll fix you. It's weird that Amazon doesn't have that on the tank right there, but it does exist. Okay, so again, any cool recommendations we come up with, we drop them in the bottom. And Markeith is in the building. What's up, fam? He says Canon 24 millimeter pancake lens. Let's double check that. Yeah, I know they did make. I thought it was 18 for some reason, but hey, I haven't had a Canon for years. I left at the 5D Mark II, so that's how long ago that was. Oh, he is correct. Don't tell him I said this, but Markeith is correct. Right there. So yeah, Alicio, I know you're the Canon man too. See, and this should, I believe this mount fits your, oh, I don't know if you guys know this. In Amazon, you can go here and tell it what you have, and it will help you find and make sure that stuff is working with your camera. So if you press that, it will tell you if it fits. They may or may not know because a user has to tell them that it does fit, but I'm pretty positive this fits that E50 that everybody has, or M50, sorry. And then so yeah, again, absolutely amazing guy because it's so skinny. And when you go places that don't want you to have interchangeable lens, if you pop this on an M50, they will never know that you could actually have your Big Daddy lens chilling in your pocket, ready to rock. They would just think you're happy to see them. Is there a lens in your pocket? Another good look, by the way, is Young No and a company called Mike. Yeah, Mike makes some really cool small lenses. And then so something like the Mike 25, or they actually have a Mike 16. They're relatively cheap, but these are all manual, so you're not going to have the fancy autofocus. But look at that, it's a 1.8, so you will be able to get that good, milky bokeh in the back, and it's sharp towards the middle. This one is for the Sony E mount, but they do have it for various other mounts. And again, for $80, it's Amazon, is worth trying. Especially all you guys that live in the mainland that could get it in 2 hours. Just get it, try it out, put your manual focus, set yourself up, dial yourself in. If your camera has focus peaking like mine does, it'll let you know that you're in the position, and then just run with that. So there you go. There's the answer to that question. All right, so we're going to dial back into what we supposed to be doing while y'all out here sidetracking the brother. So one thing that I don't think a lot of people pay attention to, but you should, in Ecamm here, next to these first 9 scenes, there is a clover and a number. That's the command key clover and the number. So switching scenes is as simple as rocking the command keys to go back and forth between scenes. Okay? This one was broken. Let me fix it. Oh, I accidentally shrinked it. This is why overlays can be a pain in the butt. Stay there. And there we go. This is why you lock your scenes, people. So when you're teaching people stuff, you don't accidentally move your frames and whatnot out of the way. So once you got it, lock it. See? There you go. You just learned something you probably didn't even think about. Locking scenes is important. And I can see by this comment, it was Robert who caused me to mess it up, because that's just what he do. But anyway, as you go through, you can easily swap these scenes out. And like this one was just a blank frame slightly bigger, so I had room to put links and then change the links as we go. Corey, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. Your wife did a wonderful job on the show last week. She had everyone laughing, as she always does. She's so happy. And her being happy all the time reflects well on you, Marine. I love you, Corey. Anyway, so being able to swap the scenes is just a matter of set yourself up. Marquise was talking about this the other day. A lot of people forget. Go to YouTube. Make another channel. Make it a private channel. You don't have to worry about subscribers or anything like that. And stream into your dummy channel so you can check to make sure everything is working. In Facebook, make a private group. That's just, not a group. Make a private profile page. Business page. Make a private business page or celebrity page or whatever. You don't have to invite anyone to it. You just build it up real quick. Use that and Ecamm to stream into it and check to make sure that you work if you are a Facebook streamer. Sorry, I have the hiccups every time. So you can basically build places for you to test this stuff out. And if you're just trying to gain feedback, if you are just trying to gain feedback, you can stream into the beta group or stream into the regular Ecamm group. You cannot just put up yourself singing karaoke. And yes, mainland people, it's karaoke. There is no such bad word thing as karaoke. Look at the word K-A-R-A. How the heck did you guys get carry out of that? Okay, I'm done. So yes, if you're singing karaoke or whatever, playing your jams, doing your DJ set, ministering your minister, you can't do that. That's not feedback. Feedback is set your stuff up. Hey, am I in focus? Am I, lighting look? Am I lighting look good? Does my lighting look good? And things like that. And since my mentor showed up, I got to remember to do this. Always lean in when you say something important. See, I pay attention, Stephanie. Good to see you, Steph. I'm just here to bother you. And yes, Tim is here. He's always here. Tim is Team 180. All right, so Chris, what's up? Let's see what Chris got to say. Chris said, Facebook has started putting speech text in the middle of the screen, so you got to adjust your scenes. Oh, yeah, so they're doing the closed captioning thing, and they're trying to close caption live, right? Is that what you're talking about? Let me see. It says, which lens am I using down? Do I have... Nope, that's hide the comments. I don't see a setting. Auto-generated captions on. Okay, so on my screen right now, it's showing them at the bottom, but that's because I'm on my browser. I guarantee you, if I was on my mobile device, that could be quite disconcerting. And you would have to tell your users to turn it off if they don't need it. So yes, that is good to know. That is very good to know. I want to check my mobile browser, but with my interface, my phone and my interface, they like to make weird noises that sound like a horror movie. So we won't do that at the moment. But yes, I would check into that. So Chris, you're correct. If you are streaming to Facebook, you might have to do some playing around with your scenes in order to see what's going on. So like in this case, and I'm just guesstimating from the way I moved the browser in to kind of see how it would look on mobile. I would take my frame, put my link thing higher, put my, sorry, Steph, my point game is not good like you. There. I would take that and then move it up. So, oh, there you go. There you go. Boom, boom. I would just, like an iPad, just slide it up there and then give myself a different placement, knowing that Facebook, if you're on Facebook, they're going to be putting the closed captions probably over stuff you're trying to get people to see. So right after I designed all of these bad boys, I got to redesign them. So I will take a look at that. Chris, thank you for the heads up, brother. That is very important to know. So, so one of the things, again, that everyone's trying to do with Ecamm, because it can be done in OBS and it can be done in some of the other things, is this concept of a full screen transition. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'll show you how I went about making such a thing. Okay. My focus guy
Unbelievable.
is sort of that. Okay. When I play this, it automatically plays the movie because I have this focus movie as a overlay. But if I needed to recreate that, what I would do is come here. I have Ecamm set to always generate a blank scene. It's just something that I do. I like it that way. Okay. So you have to turn on the camera. Okay. Then what I would do is come into my hard drive and I would grab my focus movie. As soon as I remember where I put it, I know where it is. Come on, computer, catch up. So then I would drag the movie in. When you drag the movie in, Ecamm gives you a couple of opportunities. It says, do you want to bring that in as an overlay or do you want to bring that in as an actual movie? So that's not where I put it, dude. Here we go. I'll try this. I'll use this pick of the week. I made this. So this is a movie. When I drag this in right now, it makes it as an overlay. Okay. And you see that I did semi-transparent just to show that it can be done. And that's an overlay. I don't want that as an overlay. So I want to delete that. What I want to do is pick movie and then say choose a file. Okay. So that's going to pop up and I'm going to drop this in real quick. And then now it's going to do that. So what I need to do, like this lens that I have here, I will put this scene and it automatically plays. Okay. So one other thing that I would want to do, look here, I'm about 2 seconds. Okay. So in my standard, go and check out the stuff on my kit page. And I wanted to get to my pick of the week. And I would be like, hey, so today we're going to give you the pick of the week. It automatically goes to the next scene. Now I would go into my editor and make that a little shorter. It should be really quick. It should be no more than like a second and a half. Okay. So that's all you need to do. And then boom, it automatically go to your next scene. So you can set this up as transitions as an element of the show. So now we will always have a new like pick of the week for your show. So I'll give you a prime example here. Let me grab this. I'm gonna get myself a little linky link. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna put my linky link over here, paste it in, and then let the internet do its thing. Okay, and then we're gonna click this, and now we're ready. So I will play my scene. Of the week, and this week pick of the week would be Video Script Maker. Why? Because Stephanie's here, and if I don't promote this, she will punch me in the face. So I don't want to get punched in the face by Stephanie. So make sure you go and check out duckrock.live/VSM. Links will be in the description. And I would tell you that the minute you start making scripts for your show, you'll do much better shows, especially if you're like me and you can't focus.
Unbelievable. So all you have to do is, again, go to duckrock.live/VSM.
streamlabs.live/VSM Video Script Maker, and you will find the #1 tool to polish up your live stream game. Because prior to Video Script Maker, my live stream was an absolute show. But now it flows nicely, as it should, because Stephanie said, make a script, dummy, and I did. Okay, then my commercial's over. See how easy? It's so easy. And again, you can easily do transitions with Ecamm. You just got to think about it a little bit more different. You have to think about it differently. Sorry, I'm an Apple person. I think different. So yes, let's get back in, answer some questions real quick. I'm going to pop out of the demi mode. Again, I should use the Stream Deck to do that, but I always forget. Let's see. Thanks, Stephanie. Thank you. I appreciate you. Tim is making trouble as always. Ryan wants to do what I always want to do, teach you the proper vernacular. It is called a stinger transition. The proper vernacular makes it easier when you're searching Google. A lot of people say, like, I'll comment on people what the proper vernacular is, and people are like, you're being pedantic or you're being a doc with different letters. You figure it out. But no, the reason why it's important that you learn the proper vernacular is because when you go to search for things on YouTube or Google and you're trying to get the answers, you're going to find them better when you're saying them correctly. So that's the reason why it's important that we teach you that it is called a stinger transition. Not just, one of those transition-y things like they do in OBS. It's a stinger transition, okay? So, and Tim, always Tim. He's just Tim. Here, boom, Tim button. Okay, do you have a problem with Ecamm losing cameras assigned to scenes? If I shut down Ecamm and come back, all the cameras have defaulted back to my second camera. Actually, no, I don't have that problem. But it's probably something to do with the way your USB attaches the device and disattaches the device. So I'm going to throw a question back at you, see if I can help you suss this out. Are you using a USB straight to Ecamm, or do you have a capture card in the middle? My suspicions are USB straight, but I could be wrong. Okay? And also, I find with multi-actions, you have to insert a delay. Yes, I was actually doing that without even the Stream Deck multi-actions. In Stream Deck multi-actions, it's even more dope, but I didn't do that yet. And I did it on the stream a couple weeks ago. I will set these up better because I just think they work better as a multi-action. But yes, the delay is key to that. Like, adding that delay in your multi-action is very key. But again, it depends on the power of your machine. I have done insanity moves with this new iMac, and it doesn't even blink. So, yeah, I guess it kind of depends on how strong the processor is. But the way this particular iMac is set up, that it has so many cores. Like, it has more cores than douchebags and tank tops on Venice Beach. It just does. Okay. Yes, June, I do have it set that way, but you can change that on the fly. So, for instance, on this one, I'm going to have a hard time catching it.
Unbelievable.
My mic is hot, right? But on this one, all I have to do is when I play this one is set it to be unmuted, and then it will stay that way. So the reason why it's designed that way, June, is because during the movie, a lot of times you're just doing a presentation movie or an intro movie, or you're introducing a guest, or you're playing a clip of some sort, and you wouldn't want to be back chattering on that. Also, when you're playing a pre-produced movie, it's the perfect time to get a sip of your water. Or play a movie whenever Emma comes in. Stephanie, you should always have a movie on deck. Yesterday during the stream, my neighbor Tyson came in because he lost his keys to his office. So I had to stop in the midstream and find the spare key. It was pretty funny. That's hilarious. Spirit, which capture card are you using? See if I can help you suss this out. But Edit brings up, yes, multi-actions require a delay in the middle of your elements. Sorry, the air thingies, which is why I don't use them to stream, made that noise, which means they need power. So switch back to my real IEMs because these are just plain better. So yeah, I mean, all things considered, with Ecamm and especially with the new interview stuff that they got popping right now, there is no better. As a matter of fact, if you guys, anybody wants to chime in, let me hit the link frame real quick and change this. All you have to do is do that, and then I can bring someone in, and I can show you the interview feature really quick. Sorry, I'm always trying to get my things lined up to the middle because I'm weird like that. So yes, Ecamm it's a Magwell on Cam 1 and Elgato 4K on Cam 2. All right. So Spirit Stormy Bone says, all right, are they both losing or is one or the other? Yeah, I know what you meant. Because I got those two. That's my setup right here. More than likely, okay, one other question. So we're going to get this figured out today because that's what I'm here for. Do you have them plugged directly to the Mac or do you have them in, say, like a powered hub? I find powered hubs dock even better. People just won't listen to me, but you should use a dock for this type of stuff because of the amount of power that these guys take, right? A Camlink or the Magewell or even that little generic one from YouTube, Amazon, all of these guys, they take a large amount of power. So when you have a machine that doesn't have the same power management as like a big desktop, then you can go through. Oh snap! Now we got issues. Okay, because you did what you're doing. What I'm saying, I was going to tell you, get a CalDigit or a OWC Thunderbolt dock, and this will probably go away. So if you haven't already connected up the CalDigit, that should go away once the CalDigit is plugged in because they don't lose power when you do things like that. Even though you power them off, there's a little trickle, and the anchoring and the naming and all of that stuff will be mitigated by that device. That device tells the iMac what's doing, and it should stay. However, if it doesn't, we're going to do a support ticket and see if the boys can help you figure this out. My mission for the week has been trying to find the plist. Plist is where Apple programs keep their preferences file to the name that's Camlink and Camlink 2, Camlink 4K, and Camlink Forte Q. I hate it. I wanted to say A6400, A7, iMac, Mac Mini, but I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm going to try to suss down which plist, whether it's the Apple devices plist or Ecamm plist, and I'm going to go in there and edit that sucker. And once I figure out how to do it, I'll write an Apple script that will allow people to change it because it's nerve-wracking, right? Yeah, I want it to be called what I want it to be called and not these things. I don't want to bother the boys right now and tell them that they should just do it because they got better things they're working on right now. Couple new features that are coming up soon, which are more important than Doc's anal retentive OC. So yeah, we're going to leave that as it is. It could be that might be CalDigit specific. So yeah, let's do it. Let's send the boys a support ticket, and let me check my do I have a button on here for live demo mode? And somebody make Stream Deck 50 plus for bigger buttons. No, okay. Remind me to put live demo mode button on the Stream Deck. Edit. That is your job for today. Okay, so quick reminder to everyone who's watching: come to the top, press this guy right here online support. When you're not live like I am right now, this is so cool. I wish more apps did this. If you press this first one, when you're not streaming or recording or something, it actually, the support person will pop up in the app. You won't have to go to the site. But it's very important, people, when you run into these struggles, that you do submit the tickets, because that's how they update the app in order to figure out what the bug fixes. A lot of people just shout into the ecosystem of the group, and nerds like me will come in and try to help you. But it's always better to put it in a ticket, because if it is a CalDigit specific thing, the boys can lean on the team at CalDigit and themselves, and they can do the little nerd to nerd conversations and figure it out. And they normally can suss out these problems. They've even been able to suss out some very hardware specific problems, like they were having with the Blackmagic Ultra Studio. They went and got one and brought it in house, and they tweaked on it, because that's them. Seriously, one of the best support teams in the business and one of the most agile developers in the business, which is why I like Ecamm versus, say, the open source stuff like OBS. Yes, open source, anybody can fix it, but it takes longer and it's not always supported. So yes, Spirit, throw me a bone. Let's throw that in support right away, and I will bring it up to the boys on the back channel, because yeah, that would drive me batty 100%, as does not being able to name my cam links different stuff. And Edit brings up a good point. This is always my trick. I try putting them in different ports, because even on the hubs and stuff, certain ports have more juice. It's just the way that they're lined down the chain. And he says, curious if it's defaulting to the slot versus the peripheral, just spitballing ideas. Yeah, that's how we fix everything. We spitball ideas until we get it.
Unbelievable.
Hey, it didn't make a sound that time. What happened? Or did it? Oh, I know. When I switched to my headphones, I forgot to switch to my headphones in the computer. Anyway, so that kind of covered the scene action right there. So let's do another thing real quick. Sorry, gang. Hay fever season is what it is. You live in an island, lots of plants, lots of flowers, bad sinuses. It's going to happen. Okay. So in this section here, we'll cover sound real quick. This is my main input. It's going to be what you're using for your thing. As you see, I have a bunch of options. I can bring sound directly through the cam links. I can use my iMac microphone. I wish there was a way to go in and tell it, I want you to always ignore these sounds, similar to the way we have always ignore the camera, because it drives me batty when my iMac, see this disabled built-in camera? They need to add this disabled built-in mic. I will put that into the boys as well. Because yeah, it drives me batty when my iMac decides to grab it. Even though the new iMac has a very decent microphone, it's not the pod mic. This is where you adjust level for the sounds of the movies that you play. So you see right there, there's a tiny little 80, and I know that's not coming through on the stream, but you can adjust it. I like to personally start most of my audio levels at 80, because it gives me room to go up or down. If you leave everything adjusted at 100, you don't have any space. So even when dealing with guests, I like to have the guest audio on the interview channel at say 80 or 85. And then when a person comes in, I can, no matter what they set their audio, I can give myself a little space to do some stuff like that. And Spirit, I would say, listen to my brother. He's a pain in the butt, but he's kind of smart. Try resetting the PRAM. You reboot your computer and you do Command Option PR, and it resets the PRAM. PRAM stands for, there's basically a chip inside the Mac that keeps track of settings for your hardware, your time, your chime preferences, your volume, the names of your devices, and things like that. So it's your peripheral RAM or preset RAM. It preset RAM. It just remembers settings for various devices. So every time you start your computer, it knows this Bluetooth keyboard, this mouse, this sound system at this volume, all of those settings. So when you boot the machine, as soon as you hear the ba-jung, and if you happen to have a Mac that doesn't have a ba-jung, then as soon as you see a flicker of light on the screen, parameter RAM, thank you, a Mac genius here, hello. You do Command Option PR. Now, my secret to rebooting PRAM, and this is an Apple Store trick. You go to the Genius bar and they reset the PRAM. It's always hold it down until it restarts 3 times. In other words, do not let go. Okay. So on the keyboard, Command Option PR, hold them, and then the screen will blink. It will reboot once. It will reboot twice. It will reboot thrice. After the third go, I let go. And sometimes, if you happen to have a Mac that has the ba-jung, you will hear the volume change when it actually sets. Okay? I know it's called a gong, but I like ba-jung. So whenever you do that and you hear the ba-jung volume go down, that's when you know that your PRAM reset. Or, not consequently, the flip side of that is if you have your gong off, it would reboot twice. On the third one, it will ba-jong because now the gong came back on. And I do know that starting from next year, they're going to put the gong back because they removed it and everybody hates the fact that it's gone. So there's the answer to that question. And my brother reminds you that here's the support ticket. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know and I will make sure that happens. June, you can't post the link in YouTube and I would moderate you, but for some reason my YouTube chat didn't load. So if you text me that, I will post it to YouTube, or text it to Ryan because he's a moderator and he can post it. Oh, here, I just moderated you. Never mind. It worked. Dun, 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 dun. I can't believe that I didn't have my brother as a moderator. Okay, now you can moderate and be Genius June all you want. Okay, so in the area, so basically this is your mixer. The one thing that confuses everyone is this echo cancellation section right here. Echo cancellation only works if I do something crazy like turn on my iMac speakers. Now that I turned on my iMac speaker, you'll see I have all of these warning triangles that pop in. Oi, my Aussie man. These pop in because if I were to accidentally play any sound from this iMac over here, it could cause echo because the speaker would then listen to, a mic would hear the speaker rather, and it would cause a little bit of issue. So Ecamm has put in a way to put on, which tells the mic, try to ignore that, right? I pretty much never use my iMac speaker, so I never use the echo cancellation button, but that's what this is for. It's not like echo you have routed into your system, right? If you have echo routed into your system because where your mixer set up or something, this is not going to solve that problem. That's your mixer and more than likely your mixer feedback, which is why back there on the floor, there is a Allen and Heath Z12X, like old school mixer. I got rid of it because it was causing echo because it's in the mixer. It wasn't this echo cancellation you see right here in Ecamm. In Ecamm, if I'm using my iMac speakers and I let sound come out of the iMac speaker, it will then feed into the mic and it will cause that weird loop. You ever see these giant yellow triangles? Or what I do and listen to my headphones and not my iMac. Did you switch? Okay. Yeah, and the minute I did that, they automatically goes away. So that's what that section is for. Now, hey, Gabriel, ¿qué pasa, brother? One of the other things that's popping here is if you press this, it gives you opportunity to hit a second sound device. I have been playing with Black Hole. It is giving me a headache. Like 2 days ago, when I first, no, actually it's been about 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago when I started playing with Black Hole, I had flowing locks, like beautiful, like 80s Jerry curl locks, and I pulled out all of my hair. Black Hole is a headache. Leave it alone if you don't have to. If you have to, I'm getting there. Once I get it figured out, I'll let you know. But if you don't need 2 of these, then you can do that. Okay? So thank you for that. That's the sound section. Sound section is super easy. I think, again, the number one thing that gets people twisted in the sound section is this echo cancellation. And Al is 100% right. Loopback is a better option by a long shot. And everybody keeps trying to do Black Hole and other stuff because it's free. Free is not worth it. I have way more than, and literally in the 3 or 4 hours I played with Black Hole trying to make it do what I wanted to do, I have put in more time than it would cost to buy Loopback at my hourly rate. And that's like, even if my hourly rate was $35, I already would have passed buying Loopback. My hourly rate is $150. So I'm $450 into Black Hole, and it sucks. Spirit, I'll answer that question for you real quick. I'll go out of order because I'm just weird like that. Loopback is an application that, you know what? Let me stop explaining. Let me go over here. Sorry, Stephanie, don't shoot me. I must leave away from this screen for 1 second. ROUGE Amoeba. Rogue Amoeba. And then we go here. We click that. And this is Loopback. So, the updated sound source. I got to go back and check that. Okay, so this is Loopback. Loopback basically says take the sound from, say, Apple Music and the USB microphone and blend them together from those 2 very disparate apps and map them to channel 1 and 2 that I will then in turn bring into Ecamm. So on Ecamm here, I can hit this, and instead of saying Black Hole, this would say Loopback. And then when I have the those apps that I want sound to come through, they will pass through that and come into the computer. Does that make sense? So you can go in and do some really unique arrangements where, like down here, they're taking music plus the USB mic plus Fargo. Fargo is like a soundboard where you can do things like this and have it like route through and just trigger it from a soundboard. So yeah, that is Loopback. Loopback is absolutely incredible. And then go back to your other question. So I generally keep all audio muted except for the mic and sound effects. I'm not running any full files I don't need. No, you're correct. So whatever you don't need, just to avoid any accidents, you can come in here and mute all of these guys, So there's that. Like for me, I have the movie muted for this because I have a sound effect here. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because in order to have a transparent overlay, you couldn't have sound anyway. So it's a Apple ProRes 444 thing. Don't get Al started. So I think I covered the advantage of Loopback. Loopback is incredible. Been in the game for a minute. Another good thing on the Rogue Amoeba store is come back here, is Audio Hijack. Audio Hijack basically can allow you to grab audio from any place and either record it or reroute it. So Audio Hijack is absolutely incredible. It's good. Like Rogue Amoeba stuff is great. I think somehow I got to get these guys to talk to the twins because they're all in mass. These guys are in mass. The boys are in mass. They need to link together and come up with like, Ecamm people, if you're having routing problems, just buy Rogue Amoeba stuff and get a discount or something. So I got to link these developers up because, absolutely incredible stuff. All of their apps are great, by the way. And they do have a podcasters bundle, which I think is kind of nice. Here it is. The podcaster bundle covers Loopback and Fusion and Fargo and one other one, Audio Hijack. So It's a much better deal at $175, but it will change your life. It will make everything boom. What's up, Yo-Yo? You know, I am not teaching in college. When I was in college, all I did was drink water. So there's that. Drink water and dance with you. That was what we did. So will my audio sound improve with Loopback? No, not going to happen. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. This is a problem for me. This is a problem for my boy Ryan or Edit, who you see in the comments. This is a problem for my brother June. The three of us were trained by my dad to be audiophiles. Yeah. And so I'm assuming because you're a musician, you're also somewhat of an audiophile. It kind of goes with the territory. Every program in the business for streaming right now crushes audio. It is what it is. It has to do with streaming codecs, this, that, and the next thing. The best thing that you can do and how Loopback will help you, you take your DAW. For the people who don't understand that word, it's your digital audio workstation. You take your DAW, be it Logic or Audition or, well, you're a musician, so you're not using Audacity. Audacity is for YouTuber kids on the come up. You take your DAW, Cubase, I'm missing one, the big one, Ableton. There you go. Reason, whatever. You take that, you feed all your audio into that the way you always do when you're recording tracks for your album, right? You take that sound and you say the master channel coming out of your DAW, past your side chains, past all of that stuff. You take the master channel and you route that to Loopback. And then you say, okay, Loopback, and that's normally on a big board. Oh, Pro Tools, come on. Now you're trying to kill me. I hated Pro Tools in the beginning. Still not a fan. But my boy Scott, my partner on the DJ show all the time. Dang it, Andrew, don't do that.
Unbelievable.
Okay. So you're going to take that audio and you're going to feed it. And normally the Loopback in your DAW on the most mixers is channels 13 and 14 or 19 and 20 in most mixers. Okay. You're going to take that stuff and you're going to feed that into Loopback until Loopback to then feed that into Ecamm. So you can get the cleanest out. The other advantage to that with Loopback is you can use your DAW to go in your voice and add your compressor, your equalization, your normalization, your hard limiter, your expander, your noise gates. You can apply all of that with either Audio Hijack or your DAW and then route that to Loopback and tell Loopback to go to Ecamm. So you don't have to have a mixer because with Loopback and your DAW, it can fake your mixer. That's kind of the point of it. So yeah. There. I speak to my guests over music all the time. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, sorry. I forgot to do this part where you do this. Okay, so let me go to this link right here, and we're going to do a quick live read Ecamm commercial. Hello, hi, everyone. Welcome to Let's Get Live. This is a show where I come and teach you about wonderful things like the software made by Ecamm. Ecamm is a software that allows you to live stream all over the world to multiple platforms. You can go to the big ones like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or even use a restreaming service like Restream. So it is very easy to talk and do this fake commercial over music. It's just a matter of using this mixer on screen to adjust your audio level so you can get that good ducking, or and then you can go back down to ducking and keep talking and make it sound like you did radio for 10 years. But now I'm going to go back to doing my show. Thank you guys. And remember, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/DocRock. If you'd like a free trial for Ecamm, click the link down below. Yeah, so that's how you do it. That's super goofy, but yes, it is absolutely possible to do straight from Ecamm. The one advantage of, say, Loopback is you could play like a long set of music rather than having to build. I'm pointing like down here, like you guys can see this way. damn it, Stephanie, I got to get my point game on. In order to be able to say like have a long period of music, like a long list, this doesn't know how to go track to track to track. So I'd have to basically use a software to put my songs in an order, or I could just open the music app on the computer and just let a playlist play and then adjust the volume accordingly. So you could do what you're trying to do built into Ecamm. Yes, little brother, I made you a moderator. Change your avatar on YouTube. Yeah, so the audio settings are per scene. So you can go in and do something like make a talkover scene. So let me come out of my here this movie for a second. Bam. And then in the camera scene, we're going to say sound effects all the way down to like 11, 12. And then we're going to say take this track, click the gear, and say add to the scene. All right, so this is going to be my commercial scene. And now we're going to leave this scene, and we're going to be here. And then when we go to commercial scene, we'll see if the audio sticks. Yes, so now I can do another live commercial and welcome my buddy Brent Collins. Hey Brent Collins, welcome to the show. It's always good to have you today. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. So yeah, you can do that. So you don't have to worry about adjusting your audio. My brain just went dumb. Spirit, there you go. Why did I forget that? Come on, Spirit. You don't have to adjust your audio levels. You make the scene for your talkover and leave it that way. And then once you have it set to where your audience, I don't even know if that was good. I'd have to listen to the replay, but this is why you make a dummy channel on YouTube and you practice. Once I know what that scene is, first thing I would need to do is not call it new scene because I'm never going to remember that. Okay, so you're going to double click this and you're going to name it. Right? And then once you have it set up, you lock it. And then you don't have to worry about it. So the next time I go to that scene, my volumes, everything should be good. Question, do volumes move when they're locked? Yes, they do. So that doesn't work. But you can keep yourself from deleting it or doing something simple. I will have to tell the boys, if you lock a scene, it should also lock the volume because that's kind of important. But yeah, you guys let me know how the audio was on that. But yeah, you can build a scene. Like when I first started doing this, before I got my show together, so to speak, right? What I did was I went and I watched everybody else's shows. And the shows that I watched a lot over and over and over and over and over and over again is I would watch Stephanie Liu and Mike Alton, the Angora Pulse team. Like I would watch all of these guys' shows and kind of get an idea of what they were doing and how their shows flowed. And so from doing that, I was able to pick up on concepts of the type of scenes that I wanted. So my initial beginning literally was watching a lot of streams. And I don't think enough people do that. I think enough people just dive in and try. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a dive and trier all day long. Like anybody would tell you, I just get anything, open the package, start pressing buttons, and eventually I'll read the instructions. And once I read the instructions, I'll come in and teach you. So the key for me was making a script, right? So again, going back to what we talked about before, in Video Script Maker, one of the things that Stephanie added is in the script, it tells you you can put in this red section over here. You'll see if you download it, there's a section that says play this overlay, play this graphic, play this sound, put this piece of imagery up, whatever. So when you build your show that way and you have an absolute run of show, you won't have to worry about forgetting things like adjusting the mic. Now, I'm still screwing this up, but it's getting much better. And every single show gets better. So don't worry about those mistakes. You get it there. You get it. It's coming. It's absolutely coming. Okay. Brent said, Mac is struggling. You don't even want to know, fam. First of all, Team Beard. Beard game strong. I will show you. My Mac is not to be messed with. It is what the kids call a beast. Let's go to current app. This is what I'm working with. I have a 5K 27-inch iMac 2020 with the biggest processor. It's a 10-core i9, which is just stupid fast. It currently has 40 gigs in it, but I just ordered another 32 because Final Cut, and the startup is Kylo for Kylo Ren. This old iMac over here is Vader. Get it? You see what I did there? And then the really, really old Mac Mini over there, that's Sidious, because it's really old. You get it? Like, it's funny. I got a theme. Anyway, and yeah, I picked the Radeon 57 XT with the 16 gigs because I knew that I was going to get my stream on. And something that a lot of people don't understand about the way this stuff works, that video card isn't going to do much for the general day-and-day aspects of Ecamm, but my pre-game and my post-game, my ability to do my my overlays like this in Final Cut, it has happened much quicker. Or building weird things like my focus movie, that stuff is way quicker in Final Cut because of the 5700 XT. Chopping this up and making social media clips, or repurposing my YouTube videos, or just doing my standard YouTube tutorials, all of that stuff works faster. So it isn't just the machine that you stream out of, it's also your pre-game and post-game, right? Pre-production, post-production, run the show. So you want your machine to be fast because of that. Everyone's like, oh, but I can stream on my MacBook 2012. So can I. I have one. I would never do that. I could also race with my Tacoma 4-cylinder pickup truck, or I can use my electric 5 Series. Which one are you going to race with? 0 to 60 in an electric car, I will smoke a Ferrari. After 60, Ferrari will catch up. But 0 to 60, my electric Beamer will smoke a Ferrari because it's electric. Up jump the boogie. You got to feel it. It's electric. Sorry, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. Yes. Spirit, it is per scene. You just watched me do it. You literally just watched me do it. If I come back to my talkover scene, the volume is still there, right? But
unbelievable.
Oh, it didn't stick. Hala. I thought it was per scene. Wait, let me check something. What did I do? Oh yeah, it is. There's the volume for that. Yeah, so it's correct. It is. It doesn't show here, but I have the volume here in the bottom window. So it is like that.
Unbelievable.
There you go. So yes, I believe it is per scene. If for some reason that's not panning out for you, let me know. And again, we're going to submit it to the boys so they can remember to leave it per scene. But I do believe it's per scene. Hello, Brent. Wait, we had this conversation already. Yes, Video Script Maker is the absolute bomb ski. And just in case you guys forgot, let me do that. Hey, not click the link, Doc, you ding dong. Copy, go to this, and then double click that. And remember to just make a new one. But for now, all you need to do is do that and take that off, and then go like that, and then bam, there you go. Download Script Maker. Trust me. Even for my regular stuff, like, yeah, just my YouTube videos are so much better because I've been using that. And I'm an MC by nature. I can walk into nightclub, radio station, wedding, whatever, and just do my stuff. I go to wedding coordinators hate me because they want me to go to those meetings, and I'm like, I don't go to wedding meetings. You don't pay me for that. You can pay me and I'll come to your idiotic meetings, but I just don't go to those meetings because they're useless. And they get mad. And then the bride and groom is like, no, we know Doc, we trust him, whatever. Because most of the weddings I do are people that come to my nightclub. They've been watching me do this on radio and nightclubs for years. So I'm a professional MC, been doing this forever. And I'm the anti-script guy. So I did my YouTube videos like that because I was too cool for school. Then Stephanie has a look. You know that one when your mama look at you a certain way and you get scared? Yeah, she got one of those looks. She got that Asian mom look. I got one of those too. So yeah, no. My brother would tell you, and Ryan too, mom had that blue ruler. Bruh, she come around the corner with that giant metal blue ruler, and all of us would be like, he did it. So yeah, I started following her advice and using the script maker, and holy crap, it is a game changer. It will help you just the flow and where to put your graphics and all of that. So highly recommend it. I can't recommend it enough. No, June, it doesn't get hot at all whatsoever. And I did just give you the link for it. See, I'm bass backwards. There you go. So yes, just remember to do that. If you're going to check out Video Script Maker, check out my link. And Stephanie has training courses on how to use it and stuff like that. It's pretty easy. Brent says he has a Filipino mom, so he feels the pain. Yeah, I wish I had a Filipino mom. My mom's Korean. She was angry, but it's mostly because my brother's a jerk. Actually, I think I made her mad more than him by a long shot. He never made it. It was it was the Blue Destiny. Remember, Mom would come around the corner with that ruler, and we'd be like, Limu Bai, because we always watch Crouching Tiger. The Blue Destiny. Oh, that's a flashback, right? I can feel it hitting me in the back of the head right now. Meme Odiga. That's funny. I probably just made you scared at work when you think about that blue ruler. That was a treat right there, the blue ruler. Okay, so we're almost done. We got 2 hours in, but we get it. We're killing this Ecamm maneuvers over here. We are getting it all figured out. All right, so we covered the sound section. We covered the scene section. Comments, you guys see me doing this all day today. You click on the link and strike fear into my brother thinking about my mom hitting us with a ruler. Into our late 30s, that ruler was still coming, bro. Just telling you. And Brent's mom's Filipino, so he is scared of slippers. Brent, tell me I'm wrong. You've been terrified of slippers your whole life because it's coming. Or that stick with that broom. With those little, what you call it, the straw broom. Yeah, I know about those. I dated Filipino girls. So anyway, the next section over here is overlays. And actually, wait, Stephanie is Filipino mom. So Emma, you better look out. This is where I have my stuff. So this AB one, this overlay, let me move this out the way for a second. This particular one is AB is short for alert box. So if I come over here, let me load this up real fast, hit the dashboard. It's going to do what it always does. It asks me to log in real quick. I'm going to log in and then pick that. And then I can pop my window up as soon as it loads. Hurry up. There we go. All right, so go to alert box and then I could do that. Okay, so this is my alert box is this little guy right here. For now, on this particular, unfortunately, it doesn't remember what scenes is what, but I'm going to move it to down here in the corner because this is a good spot for it for this particular scene. Why is my pip in the top? It should be on the bottom. Sorry, I like to sidetrack myself. Picture overlays in the back. There you go. Okay, so if I were to do a test of an event, let's say we're going to do a test for a super chat subliminal message. See, it pop-ups down there in the bottom. So that is my Streamlabs alert box, and now I will adjust it to kind of like right there and check again. See where it fits in the graphics. And yeah, that fits kind of sort of good right there. So if someone were to send a super chat or subscribe, somebody subscribes to the channel. So that is an alert box. This alert box was invented by creating a widget. So a widget is you click this little globe. I'm not going to click it because you're going to see my link. And no. So you click this and a little box pops up and it asks you to paste in the link. from Streamlabs, which is where I got this, is streamlabs.com. You go ahead and copy this URL and you paste it into this little globe guide down here on the bottom, right there. You know you can do that on the Mac. Shake the mouse real fast and then click to embiggen. You press that, you paste in the link, and then you'll get a transparent box that you can place anywhere on your screen, and it'll allow you to bring in your alert. Okay, now my next overlay, let's go back to here. Boom. My X overlay is my frame. That's my old frame with my old logo in it. Then I have this one to remind people if you want to join the show. So there's that. And there's my new logo. And I keep these up here so I can pull those up in any scene whatsoever. This Restream Chat is my recovery for just in case the Ecamm and Restream API stops talking to each other. API is the application interface, application program interface. It allows two different programs to talk to each other in the background. So right now, when you see Brent's lovely icon or my brother's lovely icon, you see that because Restream API has the ability to pull comments from Facebook API and comments from YouTube API and bring them in the Ecamm with their other API to allow me to put a comment on the screen. Yes, flip-flops. In Hawaii, we call them slipper with an H. Oh, yes, and the wooden spoon. I remember the wooden spoon that hangs on the wall next to the picture of Jesus. That wooden spoon, my grandmother, Puerto Rican, same spoon, whew, dangerous. Okay, so what that does is it allows you to basically recover. So last week we had a situation where my chat was broken. So now I'm going to throw this up here, and in a second, as you guys start chatting, your chats will come directly into here. See? The API isn't working. See, there you go. And then there's a test super chat from Brett. And you can see it shows up on my screen right there. And it should pop up down here in a second. It is slightly delayed. I don't know why, but it should pop up in here in just a second. And let me check the comments because sometimes it also shows up in the comments. Yes, it says right here. So yes, boom! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That is like a 45-second delay, but wait, I forgot to do this. Always got to do this. Big round of applause for Brett for doing that. I always appreciate when people do that. Gotta get the DJ horn. I'm making some new ones. Dang it, Stephanie. I'm going to keep blaming her because when she does her shows and she points to something, it's the right direction every time. I always screw it up. But I'm going to add some new sounds down here to get better stuff. And even that overlay, you can change the audio on this. I just haven't stopped moving long enough to go and change that. And why mine looks a little different than what you will find in Streamlabs directly is I bought a theme from Nerd or Die to get that look. Not a fan. I want to learn how to make my own because I just feel I can design better than those clowns. Tina says her API isn't working. I thought that was Tim. My bad, Tina. What you mean with Restream? Your Restream comments from Facebook and YouTube are not coming in because I know you guys use Restream, right? You guys call me up. We can fix that. Tina's my homegirl. She's around the way. Her man and I used to work in radio together. And then she and I both can speak Japanese because we're cool like that. We are what the people call Blackanese. Let's see what Spirit had to say. I came here so late. You may have discussed it, but why can't Ecamm keep all my overlays? Oh, yeah. This is so simple. I talk about this almost every show, so it's not that it's a bad question, because I think it's one of the most awesome features of each stream. Of Ecamm. Okay, down here on the bottom, this is my DJ's live streaming show. Whole separate show, it's in a folder. If I open that, it's all the scenes that I need for my DJ's live streaming show, which is relatively static. So 2 chances to do this. Press this plus guy and just generate a new folder. And then put all your stuff in the folder. Okay? The other thing that you can do, I can take my DJ's live streaming show right here, highlight it, press this little share guy. It's going to say, where do I want to store that? I'm going to store it in my external drive. So I press that, and now all those scenes are exported. Okay, so I could come here and delete that because I don't want to confuse myself, right? So when I'm doing my show, I don't have to worry about messing up because it's completely removed. If I were to drag this back in, it will place it in place, or I can just double click it and it will load my DJ's live streaming right back in there in real time, folder closed. So that's how you do multiple shows. Put everything inside a folder. When you're done with that folder, hey, look, I did it. When you're done with that folder, export it using the little share guide right here next to the trash can. Just put it somewhere on your computer where you can find it. When you're ready to start that show, double click it. That whole folder comes in. All your scenes are in place. I tell everybody also, once you got your scenes lined up how you want them, you can also do the same thing. Select all these bad boys and then press that same exact thing. And this is Let's Get Live. Boom. All exported to Let's Get Live. If I deleted every one of my scenes, I double click that icon. It puts them all back in, all settings, everything on point. One of the dopest features of Ecamm. Goes highly underrated. Highly, highly, highly underrated. Boom, collide. Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about this box. Yeah, that's my alert box. I stayed there. I need to find a place for it though. I'll be running out of real estate, mostly because I have a humongous head. If I had a smaller head, I'd have more real estate for these things. Okay. I will know what little box in Ecamm. If you let me know that, I will know that. Oh, I have it hidden behind this right now, but let me get rid of that. There you go. Let me know what little box you're speaking on. Thank you again, Brent, for that. Oh, you haven't been able to get Restream Chat working. You want to do it the way that I'm doing it here, where it stays on the screen, or do you just want to chat, directly? It's basically restream.io/chat, and it knows your login, so it puts you in the right place. But also, one of the cooler things to me, I think, and let's not get it twisted. I did a whole show on Restream. It's in there a couple few back. So let me not delete all of my stuff. Go here, and then let's get rid of that. In Restream, you can click on the side right here, and you can go to the chat app. Download Restream Chat app for the Mac. You can also open it in the browser, and it's going to do some things. And then in a minute, all of your guys' chatting will show up right here. So everybody say aloha in the chat real quick, just so I can show how that's working. And let's see. Yeah, you're not going to see them on the Restream page. You're going to want to open up the chat bubble. The only way to see them in the Restream page is to have you're doing your show directly from Restream Studio. Okay, you see, guys, it's in there. I appreciate that. Jim, you're still hanging around? Oh man, he is a true Marine. Hang out in the woods all day and wait for something to happen. That was the story of our life, fam. Actually, a desert, woods, same thing. You get it. So we were talking about those folders right there. Oh, okay. Now we talking. Now we are talking for a good time. Suntory. I just got a bottle of Yamazaki 12 for my birthday, and I was super excited. I just tried a new one yesterday. Hold on. What is it called? I will bring this picture up because it was super delicious. Let me send that to here. Yes, I am sidetracking people. This is what I do. If you came here for professionalism, you are slipping. I am the sidetrack king. Especially when we're talking about good, delicious Japanese whiskey. The heck is wrong with you people? Okay, this guy. Will it work? Nope. Is it thinking? Let's see if this breaks. Hey, Ecamm knows how to do it. I tried this yesterday. It's the Matsuri, and it's from the, what is it called? The Kyosia Brewery. But it's amazing. Danger point though, it's like 98 proof. So my first taste, whoo, they about killed me. But it's delicious. Once that ice gets in there and get that 12% cut, oh, it says, oh yeah, by the way, people, whiskey drinkers, clear ice game. Come on. Hello. I got that down packed now. And then let's not talk about my ribeye. That was also just banging. Sorry, prime rib. So yes. Hello, Val. Good to see you. So you can see, you can do Restream Chat as a, standard web page that completely works. You can also download the app, which is better. And when you run the app on your computer, it looks like this. Let me open mine real quick. Again, it's going to take a second to catch up and start seeing things. But I can open up my Restream app on my computer and, it wants me to log in. So I'm not going to do that. But basically, it looks the same as regular, but it just shows up on your Mac. And so I like to have that open because it gives me the opportunity to answer comments back when I have a guest. So if I have a guest person on the show, that person can be there, and then I can be here. And when the guest is talking or telling the story, I can respond to chats. So that's cool. That's why Tim and Jim are smart, because there's two of them. So one is talking, the other one can harass people in the chat. Answer people in the chat. Okay. Thachels. I like that. Thachels. Hey, you're welcome. And nice picture. I am a car nut, so I appreciate that. Oh, yes, let's do it, Brent. My collection of whiskey is insane. I have lots, just lots. I don't know, it's somewhere on that shelf back there. Oh, I emptied it. Never mind. I was gonna say I have a couple bottles of Macallan on the shelf back there. But yes, I am definitely the whiskey type of dude. Yeah, so that back to doing what we're supposed to be doing. That's the overlays in a nutshell. Things that you want to be able to gain access to every single time. You don't want it to be attached to a scene. It goes above the fold here, so to speak. Things that you want to have attached to that particular scene, it goes under the fold. And again, so you can move that around. Now, these buttons are add a picture, add an animated overlay, add a text, as you guys see me do a couple times here, and then countdown timer, and then the web widget, which we just talked about. And again, same with overlays, you can group them in folders, right? So you can make a folder that says sponsors, and you can hide all the animated overlays or imageries and things related to your sponsors. You can hide it in that window. And again, to delete something, like at the end of the show, you do have to come in and clean up the comments. So like the comment for Brent, I'd have to go in here and put it there. But whenever you put a comment on the screen, it stays here. And what that is for is sometimes you have to move the comment to show something and then put it back without having to re-grab it. Now, you guys see me, I just clicked this. I realized something that I didn't even know was possible, except for Ken always grabs the comments and goes like this. And the reason what happens when you grab them, you can like throw multiple comments. So that's cool too. Something I don't use quite often, but normally whenever you put a comment and I put Brad here, then Tina replaces it. So if you drag, then you can put more than one comment on the screen. And then you end up with a stack like this. And at the end of the show, you got to clean them out. And then also got to remember to clean out my whiskey and steak pictures. If you follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/DocRock, you will see lots of pictures of whiskey and steak and Hawaii sunsets just to piss you guys off who are freezing your Guidos, because we don't have that problem. Diana Gladdy was asking folks today if they turned on the heat yet or if they were still holding out. And I was like, what's heat? And Rob Balasavis, whose name I love to say because it reminds me of Hawaii dessert, malasada. Rob Balasavis said something about getting prepped for winter. And I said, I thought winter was made up by Game of Thrones. It's real. So yes, I'm that guy who rubs it in. Because what is it today, Tina? About 92 degrees outside in October. It's hot. It's hot. It's real hot. Okay, so that's the overlay panel. That kind of covers the overlays. Like, it's bam. It's just dope. That's right. I forgot. Jim was at K-Bay. That side of the island is always good because that everyday rain makes it so awesome. It's just enough to keep the joint looking beauty. All right, so next we're going to jump into camera effects real quick. Now, all of these windows, if yours don't look like mine, number one, is because you can lay it out any way you want. I stole this layout from, I forgot. Somebody was doing their stream and they were showing the live demo mode. And I showed, June, shut up.
Unbelievable.
Shut up. Yes, that hurt. That hurt my heart. I was in my house crying because we played so well and we still lost. I hate that. Anyway, so if any of your stuff is missing, this is for your overlays. This one hides your sound levels. This one hides your camera effects window. This one hides your sound effects window. This hides your comments window, so I can hide my brother harassing me. And this one hides your interview window. And then last one, this pops up your settings where you can go in here and do settings. I will do the settings as a whole separate show because there's a lot of conversation in that as to what, you set and don't set. If you get stuck somewhere, just DM me or leave them in the comments and I'll answer you directly. But the settings one is an entire show itself. It would probably take us like an hour and a half. It's not because it's difficult, but because it's a lot of stuff you can do. Okay. So again, inside the camera effects, this is pretty cool. First thing, you can pick which camera you want to affect according to this button. Right now, I am only using this camera on screen. If I were to add a guest, you see now this is active. So I can change my guest camera or I can change myself. Okay. But I don't need that guest. So I will minus that guest out. It's just me. If I had a green screen, this is where I would adjust that. We're going to have a long conversation about green screen, people, but I'm going to keep it short. If you don't have a metric ton of light, you insert whatever word you want. The word I was going to use sounds like Jim's last name. Do not try to green screen with your little basic rinky-dink lights. If you have less than 1K of light, don't start. And I don't mean money. I mean 1K as in power, right? This is a 1K light. It's 10,000 lumens, 1K. This is a 1K light. And I still won't even do it with that because it's not just the one that's on your grill. You need, half K or so to your face. You need at least 1K on the back. The entire screen has to be green with no shadows. If you can see a green shadow on your wall, you do not have enough light. If the green at the top and the bottom look like an ombre from some raver, you do not have enough light. It needs to be the exact same color green, top to bottom. When you wave your hands and do that, you should see no shadows. If you can't do that, do not attempt to green screen. Just don't do it. I'm Nancy Reagan. You're on drugs in the 80s. Just say no. The best way to make an incredible stream look horrible is attempt to green screen when you are not ready. Tim, are you listening to me, player? Do not try to green screen, Tim. Stop it. Jim, get your mans. Okay, I'm done. I hate when people try to green screen and they is not ready. It just looks horrible. I did it. Learn from my mistakes. It looked weird. Nothing's weirder than a bald guy with a green glow. It's just whack. And then the glasses, oh, that's a whole nother story. Even with fancy, highfalutin Chrome Hearts glasses, not a good look. Don't do it, people. Don't. It's like people who buy lots of weapons and don't clean them. You asking to blow yourself up. If you don't know how to clean a weapon, don't buy one. You guys clean that sucker. Same thing. Don't green screen unless you got a lot of light. Lot of light. Like whatever you think you have for light, you think it's enough, you need 3x that. I'll put money on it. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Tell your mans to cut it out. I'm gonna bring it up every time, Eric. Eric, I'm gonna bring it up every time because it is horrible. And I just watch people do it. And everyone's, oh, but Zoom does a horrible job at it too. Stop it. Just don't do it. Okay, so camera effects window. Yes, there's a green screen window, but don't do it. Just don't do it. Even if you guys remember, if you watched the Q&A show with the twins, I call them Glenn. Whenever Ken and Glenn or Glenn do the show, and Glenn's not in the office and he's somewhere else in Mass playing around, he always does the green screen thing, and like half of him starts disappearing and stuff. But he knows he's messing around because they're trying to figure out how to make it better. But it's really hard to do, so just don't unless you're ready. When you're ready, we can do a whole show on how to properly light a green screen, but I would probably need help from my brother Orion or somebody to help me move lights because you need a lot of lights. That's work. And you need to iron your fabric smooth. There's that. Okay, so here's zoom and pan. Zoom and pan allows you to zoom and pan. So, let me stop that. That helps you when you're trying to get your head straight in a layout for something. I normally don't bother with that. I use the Sony remote to do my zooming and panning. Now, in here you can see, you can do your picture settings. This is where you can get your lighting, add a little bit of oomph. That works, but I don't do that. You can change your temperature. You can be team warm or team cool. I'm kind of team cool a little bit. My boy Marshall is team warm, You just kind of pick how you want. You can adjust your tint. And the reason, normally you're going to leave tint alone. But the reason why you adjust your tint, when you listen to your light person, whoever told you to buy the lights, if you bought something like the Neewer lights, people will say that this light has a magenta tint. Some people will say this light has a green tint. You're going to go to this slider and go just the opposite. Okay? Yes, June. You guys can see the question, but I'll put it up anyway. Does it take advantage of using my 4K? Yes, it does, and yes, I am. And normally, I stream in 4K. I actually lowered it today because I knew this was going to be a long one, and I didn't want any hiccups because right about now, neighbors start coming to work and playing with their internet. So I dropped it down to 1080 today, but I normally stream in 4K. Even though everyone says you can't stream in 4K. Yes, you can. Even on my crappy Spectrum, you can. And because you used to work there. Okay, so the tint adjusts things right there. Let's see. Yeah. That it's actually 5600 Kelvin is what you're looking for, Eric. 5600 to about, say, 46. It's pretty normal, daylight is 56. Somewhere between 6,000 and 46 is pretty decent looking. But if you're having a little color cast, it could be coming from your light. Certain lights will either cast green or magenta, so you use this to kind of adjust that. I know that my light is a 98 CRI. That's just nerd speak for straight white, clean. Like 100 CRI is the sun. So it's really dope. But that's a dumb expensive light over there. So when you get something like that's a Neewer ring light in that corner, which is just, giving me a little flash. And then this spot on my head is coming from a Viltrox like $30 light panel. And it has a 97 CRI. So if you have that problem, Eric, look for bicolor in your lights. It's going to give you the yellowy of the tungsten as well as the pure white of the daylight, and you can blend those in the middle. On most bicolor lights in the market, somewhere between what they call 4700 and 5100 is that perfect blend of both sets of lights, and it looks really good. 1,000 watt, yeah, 1,000 watt. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, you definitely don't want 1,000 Kelvin. I couldn't even do that if I tried. It would be really dark and really yellow. Cause 5600 is the sun. So, and June, put a avatar on your thing. Okay, now the other thing that's down here. Oh, one ring light is okay, Eric. If you have one ring light, the only suggestion to you is don't dead center the ring light. That's Instagram model. Don't do that. It kills all the definition in your face. There's no shadows. There's no neck shadow. There's no like Rembrandt. Sorry, wrong side. Rembrandt triangle on the face. Put it 30 to 40 degrees off axis on either side, and that will normally take care of you. To fill back the other side, all you gotta do is stick a white piece of paper or white wall or foam core or something to bounce back if you only have one light. If you only have one light, get a big piece of foam core and actually get 2 pieces of foam core and build what's called a V-flat. A V-flat is like 2 foam cores, duct tape behind it, bend it like that, and shoot your ring light into it. So if this is the ring light here, that's my light right there. I would put the V-flat here just out of frame, and so the light will hit that, bounce back, and give you a little afterglow. So even, see that? This is Kleenex for the sinuses, pimp. You look at that. Put it right there and see my face? It adds a little flare right there. When it's down, it's off, and when it's there, it's subtle. Like, it's really, really subtle, but that a little bit of bounce back alone will help you with your shadows when you only have one light. So get a giant piece of foam core, get 2 pieces, little tape in the middle so they stand up, and put them right behind you. Or get a stand and a clamp, C14, which is clothespins, or binder clips, whatever. Giant piece of white paper would even work, but it makes noise, so foam core is better. That bounce is the secret, bro. The absolute secret. My brother's correct. Yes, that's what we're trying to say. So the last one I want to show you, of course, saturation allows you to play with, bringing up obnoxious amount of color or no color. I often put mine in like OTV mode pre-show. I'll have it like this, and then when we start the real show, it's like that. And to reset any of these guys, you just double click. If you double click it, it jumps it back in the center. I'll go Team Cool a second. What the gamma does is it kind of like plays with your highlights and shadows. But the key here, I am shooting in the Sony in a Hyperlog Gamma 3 format. And that's fancy nerd speak for extremely flat profile. But with an extremely flat profile does, it gives me a higher dynamic range. So when I play with gamma, I have more room to play with highlights and shadows. This is not brightness. This is like, messing with that gamma. So I'm currently using what's known as a LUT. A LUT is short for lookup table. So it says, when you see this color, turn it to this color. When you see that color, turn it to that color. So what the LUT allows me to do is take my normal flat profile, which looks pretty flat, and add the definition back. So I am using, right now, this is not a style LUT. This is a camera correction LUT. I saved the style LUTs later because Ecamm only lets you use one. I've been meaning to stack LUTs, which I will open a piece of raw footage from this, open it up in DaVinci Resolve, add my camera correction LUT, add my style LUT with a little magenta and a little orange or teal and orange, and put that back together, save it as another LUT, and name it like Ecamm, and then it's there. So for right now, I'm not using the style LUT. I'm just using a camera correction LUT to kill my flat profile. So even you guys shooting from iPhone in Filmic Pro, if you paid the $19 for the Pro, there's a button in the side, the bottom corner. It looks like 3 circles in a Venn diagram, not a Vin Diesel, a Venn diagram. You click on that and you'll see there's flat, there's Vlog, there's Cinema 2. So you can pick one of those, and then you will have more adjustment for your color. So like in Eric's situation, you can play around. You're dealing with a camera and one light. If your camera has flat profiles, most cameras do in picture profiles, you can go in and set it to flat, and it will give you more dynamic range. So when you're playing with camera effects over here, you can be more tricky with it and try some other stuff. And a little light on the other side. Yes, that's a good idea. But Eric, the one thing about ring lights, never center them. I don't know why everyone does that, and that's what they're made for, which is so corny. They're made to put the camera in the middle and shoot through them, but don't. It does something weird with the ocular highlight. I can't see, but you guys can see. In my eyes, there's a little catch coming from that light. When you see that ring light, before they were farther back when they're in a beauty dish and they had a cover over them. So the ocular highlight was dope. Now, what's really weird is it puts an ocular highlight right around your iris and you look like an alien. Also, that flat lighting is extremely unflattering. Like, no, I don't even know how to say it. That didn't even come out right. But hold on, maybe I can fake it. AMRAM MC set to orange. Let me set it to white. HSI CCT. Okay. This is going to be hard because it's so little. But with flat lighting direct in the face, I can't see, but it loses all the shadows on my face. I have definition in the back right now because I have a good lens. But without that lens, like if I put this right here, maybe, I got to go higher than that. First of all, I'm going to set it for 5400, and then I'm going to crank it up to about 80%. Yeah. Like, see, it loses all the shadows on my face. That direct lighting is horrible. It's news reporter. It's, old MTV sneak into a concert or a nightclub lighting. That direct on camera lighting. Whack. When you see the pro guys out in the field, they will actually have a person with a light like that on a stick and then the cameraman. So the person with the light on the stick will just do this. And I'm blind from looking at that, but that is a better look. Even when you only had something as simple as this, off axis is much better. So that straight light is very horror movie. So don't do straight lighting, especially as a male and a person over the age of 20. Don't do flat lighting. Flat lighting looks horrible. Okay. Good. Hey, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate you. So yes, again, if you have a chance, fam, everybody just try it. If you're using flat lighting, you're shooting through your ring light, or you have your light directly above or directly beside your camera, try moving it 30 to 45 degrees off axis, either side, and you'll look at it. And again, if for some reason when you do that, this side becomes too dark, I'm cheating. My ring light is over there on very, very low. I mean, it's like less than 10%, but that's providing the backfill here. And the highlight on my head, which is supposed to be called a hair light, but Rob and I, we're team inside hair. It's a kicker is the other word you use when you don't have hair. So that allows me to get that little specular on the back of the dome. And that comes in handy when I put on my hat. It still outlines my body. You see right here? Wrong hand. It's outlining my body, and it helps divide me from the background back there where Lord Vader is and the Ninja Turtles and all of those guys are back there. That allows you to know that there's some distance behind me. So when you shoot in the shallow studio, Rob has a shallow studio. He did something cool. They put plant, and then they put like a AMRAM like this or something, or uplight or a hue. There's some kind of light in the bottom of the plant that shoots up, and all of that stuff behind you adds a little definition behind your shoulder. So if I turn this back on, I can't do it because my arms don't work like that. There it is. Having this back here, just kicking back at the camera a little bit, it helps divide you from your space, and you won't look so flat, and it gives your studio space a little bit of definition. So you can do wonderful things with a small space. It's just you got to play with that lighting, move it around. Yeah, and you're right. Whenever you have glasses, you definitely can't do straight lighting. That is horrible. Yeah, June, you're right. It was trendy in the 90s, and I don't know where that came from. It was just weird. Yeah, and again, if your glasses ring light, no bueno. I switched to these. You'll see a lot of times I'm wearing these, but these ones, the anti-reflective coating isn't as good. these lenses, I purchased these lenses for these glasses while I was in Japan. Japan has way better lenses than we get here. So these are Hoya high contrast lens, and their anti-reflective coating is ooh, gorgeous. Yeah, I do need to get my I was thinking about doing the laser thing. My dad did it. He likes it. His is slowly wearing off. It's been over 10 years. But I don't know. I think bespectacles make you look smart. Something about the roundness of the dome and the glasses make people think you know what you're talking about. Right, Rob? Tell them about it. Yes. That was your sneak into a concert lighting. Good answer. I like that. Yeah. I like the comfy feel of Nerd in the Basement, Brady. I have been thinking about adding some more pop to the back and like strike it. Right now, I just have very little back there, but this guy right here is probably my favorite tool in the world, but they have a new one coming out. And I've been looking at it. Let me pull it up real quick because I think this is going to be the game changer for people like me or people like Rob or even you, those of us that are working with studios in tight spaces. This is coming out, I believe, at the end of the month. So I think this is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to small studio light guys. So let me pull this up real fast. I don't know if this has audio in it, but basically this little one is the one I have, but they're inventing this bulb right here. So think of a Philips Hue that also can run on a battery. Like it doesn't have to be turned into a lamp. If you do have it in a lamp, it powers the battery and charges the battery. So you use the A19 screw in to charge the light, but when you don't have it in the light, you can actually run it just by itself, floating in the air. All of Adam's Family. Remember the uncle used to hold the light and just turn it on? And just like this MC, it could do every color under the rainbow, and aperture lights don't flicker. So some of the cheaper lights will flicker when you do them at low settings. Aperture lights don't flicker at all. So this guy right here is going to be an absolute game changer. They come in at around $70 a bulb or $80 a bulb. But when I talk about the lights behind me, we're talking about practical. So they're joking. It's more practical. These guys are incredible. And the other thing that's cool about the Amran stuff, or, this same brand, it's all the same aperture. This series is called Amran. They will talk to what's known as a Sidious link. So they have a little Bluetooth setup so I can trigger them all and do all kind of color tunability and everything just built from the iOS app. The other part that's cool about it, if I want to pick up a color I saw at like a restaurant or a bar or museum or something, I can take a photo and then steal the color out of that photo and turn the light into that photo. And even this guy does it. So I was going to get two more of these. Rather than get two more of these, I think I want to get those because I like the fact that they work as standard light bulbs. No fans, no noises. And this is the app section right here. So at the end of the month when these come out, I would definitely get some in the studio and do that. And yeah, Brady, the point of that is to do something like this to add a little bit more pop to the back. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. June is fast. Yes, that's the link. No, this is good, different from Hue, because one thing about the Hue, when you turn it down really low and you point a camera at it, it flickers. In the house, it's perfectly fine for your eyeballs, but the camera will cause it to flicker. And unlike a Hue, it's battery powered. Boom, gangster. I do have Hue bulbs in the back, but again, their color representation isn't pure. Gerald Undone did a fantastic comparison between just the Hues and the prototypes of these. So I'll send you that link after we're done, Brady. It's a really good setup. So I can't wait for these guys to come into stock. That is going to be my Christmas present to myself. They actually, for your wedding video game, they sell it in a kit, 8 deep, in a a roadie case. What's the word I'm looking for? Pelican. So you're going to do a wedding or something, and you just want to have like everybody holding light bulbs or do some cool stuff. It's in there. Other dope thing is it has special effects features, like you can pull a police car. Let me turn this down. You can pull a police car. You can pull fireworks. You can pull just like random disco party. Like it has lots and lots of cool effects in here. You can fake lightning. And then you can even have it that when it's paired with the phone microphone tells you when to trigger the lightning. You can do, remember in Halloween? Dun, 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 dun. You can do that. You can do paparazzi. They love me. They really love me. Oh. So that was cool. Another one that they have in here, not a fan of, but I guess you might need it for something, is this. It's Popo. So we're here today and we're on scene, and we're going to go check out. We are looking for one Brady Oshiro. If you happen to see him, he is a medium size, like 5'5" Japanese male, very dark complected. Looks like he just got finished surfing. Yeah, see. You can do all kind of cool special effects. Those are also going to be built into those lights. So that is pretty dope. I think that is a really cool setup. Can't wait to get into those. All right. So the last thing to know, which Tim knows very well, you can rotate yourself in here. You can do the mirror flip if necessary, and you can do some stuff for de-interlacing. So that's the camera effects window. Now, one thing to remember, when you bring in another guest, it will give you access to adjust minor things to the guest camera. Like if they're using something whack and their color temperature doesn't match your theme, you can do that. Or you can adjust their pan and scan by clicking this, and then you have ability to move them around the frame, like if you had some sort of special guest frame that you wanted to work with. So it is very cool with that camera panel. Sound effects panel, I'll move this to the middle for a second. Super simple. It literally just plays the songs, plays the music, plays whatever you want to throw at it, your DJ horns. I use these sound effects for my scenes. So when I hit this, it plays. You'll see right there, it says that I have that attached to the scene. You click the gear to attach it to the scene, and you can make it looping. If you had like a Jeopardy type thing and you have it on a perfect loop, you can have it run the loop in the background. I bring in all of my audio from Epidemic Sounds for my talkover. So anytime I have some just talkover music running in the background, these are from Epidemic Sounds. You see the ES right there. Effects are either from Epidemic Sounds or Envato Elements. So you can do that. If I want to bring in
Unbelievable.
things like that. So sound panel is super easy. And again, for Spirit, we were talking about saving. We were talking about saving your sounds or your scenes. You can select anything, export them in a folder, keep them in a folder so you can use them. So your contest, or you want to do a trivia thing or something, you can have that sort of all built in. So the sound panel is super simple. It accepts MP3s and waves, and mainly the gear is going to adjust your looping, adjust the level for that sound so that it sticks to that sound, because maybe the sound is hot, so you can adjust that. Or you could add a hotkey. So for instance, I can go to my applause and do that, and now rather than having to waste the Stream Deck button, all I ever need to do is, and then you'll see the hotkey is right next to it. Okay, and the last window is interview window, but we covered that in the last show, and we'll probably cover it again as the bod for the beta group. I will be covering that thing a lot. So for today, right now, we did 230. We covered almost every button in Ecamm that's down here. When we go back and do this again, we will get deep into the preferences and talk more about some of the things that you can do in preferences. I hope we covered the majority of, like, I guess the key elements, like most of the key elements are here. We will, again, if you have any questions or, something you need to know directly, you can ask me either Facebook, you can ask me on YouTube, or you can join the newsletter, docrock.live/news. And yeah, that kind of covers that. Let's see. This is Ecamm. If you haven't already done so, most of you guys are on it, but you can download Ecamm and you get a free trial. With that free trial, you have full access to all of the pro features. And once you can see how virtual camera works and the NDI support works and things like that, of all of the streaming guys out there, hands down the best. Like, it's amazing. It's not as flexible per se as OBS, but that flexibility comes with a lot of headaches. You don't have those headaches at Ecamm. For the most part, it does what you need it to do. And the incredible part is the team is amazing. You say something, we need it fixed, they fix it. You want to make something that makes it better, they make it better. And the interview feature, game changer, absolute game changer. So yes, if you haven't done so already, please download Ecamm and put your paces in. If you need to know more about how to use it, or you have some very specific questions, feel free to ask me. I will get that for you. In the meantime, don't forget to like this joint. Hit the like button. Very important. Helps the YouTube algorithm tell other people that they need to watch this. If you haven't already done so, subscribe. And then the subscribe thing, also very important. And other than that, I'm just me. I'm Doc. We'll see you soon. We're going to do this again. Now, I made some adjustments to my end show. We'll see if they actually work. What I did was I made a panel like this so that when this plays, it's the reminder that I go live every Tuesday and Saturday. And to be faster than that. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. I had to come back to here.
Unbelievable.
Because what I did was I set that guy to only last for 8 seconds and then go to the end card. And then when the end card plays, at the end of that, it will automatically end the stream. See, I came up with a trick for that. And let's see if that works. Anyway, on behalf of myself and my sponsor, myself, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/DocRock. That is me. And we'll see you on Saturday. Saturday, we'll be here to do some more. Jim, I think we covered everything that you need, but I got you, fam. If you have anything more, let me know. And then tell me what you want me to talk about on your show. Because otherwise, I'm just going to come there and we're going to crack jokes. And Tim would just be playing with his upside down camera button. So I'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll be back. It's cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. See you soon. Aloha.
Could all be over. We're not okay. Shattered glass everywhere. Tears of rage. Waiting for the rain to stop and take my pain away. Why'd you have to be there?